Hello and welcome, and sorry for my long absence, but I have some good news. Wargaming decided that we could do some giveaways, so I have a Tirpitz, Blyskawica and some Diana's to give away. I will be doing these giveaways in 2 days, that is the 8th of January in the evening at 5 PM GMT plus 0, that is 7 PM my time, and on the 9th of January, same time. Essentially, come around to the stream and you'll hear more about it, and at some point the giveaway will happen. Anyways, in this video I'm in tier 10 US battleship, the Mighty Montana. I'm in a division with Tuka and MCP Jugs, sorry. It's a fairly old match actually, but it was quite interesting, so I decided to actually still show it. We are at a 2-ship disadvantage, but we do have a midway. They have a Hakuryu. I mean, we also have 2 Montanas and a Yamato. Tuka is in his Des Moines. The enemies are mostly lower tiers, but they have more players, so they could win this. I mean, we only have 7 people, so having 2 people on us is quite a bit. Anyways, plan originally is to push in from this side to try to get closer and just pick someone off. Luckily, we spot their carrier, the Hakuryu, who is pretty decent. They attacked our, or tried to attack our midway anyways. And we're pushing in. I mean, we should win the fight more or less if we had the entire team, but we don't really. So it's kind of a bad thing, but on the other hand, the midway wasn't attackable, so the Hakuryu wiped out one of our North Carolinas. That's unfortunate, because this means that we have 3 people against theirs. Our carrier seems to be attacking their carrier, so that's probably not gonna get a kill. So, I mean, having 3 people less in this situation is pretty bad. Yes, we have stronger ships, but, I mean, they do have a carrier that seems to be pretty decent. On the other hand, the carrier is very close to us. Okay, not very close, but at 20 kilometers, so we can fire at him. And Jugs has the bright idea to just do that we should just focus fire the carrier. Because we can take shots and maybe sink the carrier, and that could give us a pretty nice possibility to fight. Because we're not gonna win by raw power alone. It's just not gonna happen. Especially if they play defensively like they are currently. So we try to take shots at the Hakuryu. Sadly, my shot was very poor, and because I was showing broadside to their battleships, I took massive damage. So I decided to turn around, and I mean, we're probably gonna pick off this carrier here. And then we can just back off and wait for our carrier to back some enemies, or to pick some enemies off, and then eventually, you know, do stuff. See, we picked the carrier. I mean, now we can just run away. We don't have to push our luck here, because we have the advantage in terms of time. Because we have the carrier, and our carrier can go along just picking stuff off. Or at least, you know, dealing massive damage, and then we can just finish them off. And we're just gonna do that. No, me and the Yamato are gonna turn around and, well, fall back. I mean, we're running away from the enemies, but we can still shoot while doing that, so we'll just do that. On the not so bright side, this game could be very close because of that. I mean, we aren't going... I mean, if we had run in there, we would have died. Yes, we might have killed 3 or 4 ships, but I don't know if that would have been enough. So we just do need to fall back. I mean, yes, the Yamato and Montana are stronger ships, but they aren't strong enough to, you know, beat this much opposing force. So we have to play smart. On top of that, yeah, like I said in chat, running away does give you an advantage in a firefight, because your maximum range is, you know, gets an advantage over theirs. Because while the shells are moving, while they're moving towards your shells, you're moving away from them. We're gonna do a small collision here because, you know, wouldn't be exciting enough without it. Sadly, at this kind of long range, it's kind of difficult to actually pick battleships off. On the other hand, that means they're not gonna pick us off either. But yeah, we can have our carrier do some work. Although, you know, we are putting a lot of faith in a random carrier player. Finishing off cruisers would be good, but I don't know if we can do that. Might just be overpens. On top of that, cruisers aren't very dangerous from this kind of range. It seems Eugene wants to go in, which is a bit unfortunate because, you know, we're not going in anymore. So I think that the Montana on our team that's trying to go in will just get picked off without, you know, trading properly with anything. But yeah, angling is the name of the game here, because at this kind of range, angling just, you know, saves your life. Yeah, Jugs wants to turn around here and go back at them again, which I think is fine, because we are quite far away and they aren't following full speed, so we do need to do something, otherwise it's just gonna end in a stalemate. I mean, okay, it's not gonna end in a stalemate. We are leading in points, but we're probably gonna lose our Montana, Eugene in the middle, and the cruiser. So if we can't pick anything off as a response, then that's gonna be unfortunate. On top of that, backing off entirely would be incredibly boring, so let's not do that. Although I don't think I'll follow our Yamato directly. I want to go on the other side of the iceberg. Also, I've got to say, after a break, this game looks pretty awesome. Like the way the ships move and stuff. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. So yeah, I'll try to stream more. Okay, maybe not more, but more consistently. So, you know, you might want to tune into the stream if you enjoyed it. There's quite a bit of stuff that I don't know anything about that's new, so you could come discover it with me, or watch me discover it, because you probably already know it. I think we can ignore that Ibuki. She is going away, far away, and, you know, turning around will take quite a bit of time for her. I'm gonna go on the other side of the iceberg to possibly give me a better vantage point, but on the other hand, it might also put me in more danger than the Yamato. Because look at it, there's 4 ships and an iceberg between them and the Yamato, but the iceberg won't be between me and them once I clear this one. But Tuka seems to be following me in his Des Moines. Sadly, as I predicted, our Montana did get picked off and the cruiser following him as well, so it is a 4 against 7 now. We do have a carrier though, so that is quite something. Funnily enough, it's the carrier and our division that's still alive. This Iowa gave a nice broadside, so So I'll deal no damage because only one shell hit at 11 kilometers and that one bounced too. Damn, main battery taken out, but that's only temporarily. This Montana seems to be going in an odd direction. Angled, so the shot won't be that great, but I'm pretty sure the Montana is gonna run aground here. I don't see how he could not. Like, he would have had to turn way earlier. Okay, I disabled his gun in return, and the Montana ran aground. Perfect. This means that we can just shell, although the Yamato probably can't because of the angle. At least not properly, I guess. But for me, the angle is pretty good. I just need to aim well. Which might be a bit harder than... Wow, 5 hits, 8,000 damage. Stationary target. But she is angled, so... Makes sense, the Ibuki has come around again. But I will clear the... I will be behind an iceberg soon, so it's not that big of a deal. I angle so that the Montana can't suddenly surprise me, because, you know, if I can broadside her properly, she can broadside me properly as well, so... It would be pretty dangerous to just show full broadside here. Wow. Wow, 5 hits and all bounced. From 8 kilometers, 5 hits and all bounced. That's amazing. And another 5 hits and only 2,000 damage. This Montana is doing some insane tanking right now. Okay, I would like to shoot at that Ibuki, but I think finishing off this Montana is a higher priority than that. Finally! And of course the final hit gets a Citadel, when none of the earlier ones did. But at this point, okay, so it's a North Carolina at 6 kilometers, and a New Orleans at 6 kilometers, and another New Orleans at 10, and an Ibuki behind me. Okay, I think I should keep my nose pointed at the North Carolina, and try to pick off the New Orleanses, and maybe ram the North Carolina or something. I think that would be an incredible trade. Okay, so let's start with the low HP one. Full broadside because, you know, I don't want to have any regrets here. Okay, that's an Iowa. I don't know if I should or could shoot him properly. 2 fires is kind of bad though. Especially because I don't have damage control party for 50 seconds and our Yamato already died. And that's an Iowa shooting at me, so I think this is my last shot. Well, at least I made it count for 20,000 damage, so, you know, could have been worse. I selected for secondaries, but, you know, wasn't quite enough, but that's okay. Okay, it's not quite okay. I mean, we have a Des Moines and a carrier, they have 4 ships still. So this is pretty bad, but the New Orleans is pretty low HP, and our Des Moines is focusing on the New Orleans. We do have a points lead. Yes, it's only 10 points, but still, it's possible to win this if they don't get into our B cap, because there is only 4 minutes left, and if Tuka can pick off the New Orleans, then that will give us an even larger points advantage, and that one might actually be large enough for us to be able to win the game. I mean, the New Orleans is at 5,000 HP, and Tuka is pretty good with his autoloaders, so... Seems like MCP Jugs, sorry, had the same issue I did with that Montana, everything bounced. At this point I'm telling Tuka to pick the New Orleans off if I hadn't before. And he's gonna try doing that and then hide behind icebergs. Because why not? I mean, we have spotting in the form of the carrier, and he picked off the New Orleans, which gives us 100 points advantage. Which is very good. Okay, not quite 100, but close enough. At this point, I think that if we just wait out the timer, it might be enough. Yes, they might be able to get B, but I don't know if they can actually get enough points through that to be able to win. I say GG because I think we have already won this match. Like, I don't see how they're gonna win. Unless they get like a lucky shot and detonate Tuka here. Or our carrier shows himself to them. But I mean, it's 2 battleships and a cruiser. And the cruiser is far away. Yes, the battleships are pushing into B, but that just isn't enough. In the end, it's all about points. Points, points, points. They make you win the game. It's not about killing ships, it's about getting points for killing ships. So, just like sailing into a cap for a few seconds can win you the game as well. Although in this case it's not good enough because points. The nice thing is that Tuka can use this iceberg to stay hidden and fire at the enemies. And there's like very little chance of them spotting him because we know more or less where all their ships are, and our carrier is giving vision to Tuka. I think that Tuka might be able to pick off that North Carolina even, because HE. Actually, it's not HE, it's fire, but same thing. It was a pretty nice game. We were at a pretty big disadvantage, especially the way we played. Our division played decently, I mean, for the match, but we didn't play together with the rest of the team very well. Or they didn't play together with us, or, you know, because we attacked at different times and let each other get picked off. I think the enemy team played together much better at first. But sadly, they let their carrier get picked off, and then they, you know, just sat there and let us do our... You know, they had to play our game, not the other way around. At this point, it's 2 against 2, and we have an almost 200 points lead. Yes, there's 30 seconds left, so... Even if Tuka were to, like, sink here, don't really see how they're gonna win. I mean, yes, if they get the B cap, then they would win, but, you know... That's not gonna happen, because they'll just get hit by something to get decapped. But yeah, anyways, remember, tomorrow, 8th of January, will be a stream where I do some giveaways. Probably the Dianas and the Tirpitz probably on the 9th. So yeah, we won, because points matter. Points win games. Well, capping wins games, but you know, same thing. I only got 2 Citadel hits. I was number 2 though. Our midway was number 1, but nobody in this match got a lot of experience. I mean, I only did 82k damage, and I took like 112,000. I obviously lost money, but overall, this was a great match. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe, and thanks for watching.